you're in the nation's capital, Grand Turk. Okay? The Turks and Caicos Islands here is a total of 40 plus islands and keys. We're not just one. 40 plus islands and keys, and we're in the nation's capital. Now, Grand Turk is not the largest. It is not the smallest. But it was the first island that was brought to the New World. Here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Grand Turk is very small, actually. We're so small that here to my left-hand side is the largest water fountain, or probably the only water fountain that we have here on the island. Grand Turk is only 7.5 miles from north to south. We are 3.5 miles from east to west. So we are about an 11 square mile island all the way around. Our population resides in Grand Turk of about 500 to no more than 6,000 residents at this time. The population in the country is anywhere between 47,000 to about 50,000 residents residing in the country on a whole. Out of the 40 plus islands and keys that we have here, only 8 of them have inhabitants. We have 2 of them that is here on the Turk side that have inhabitants, and 6 of them that is off to the Caicos side that have inhabitants. At this present time, you all are here on the Turks side of the Turks and Caicos. Grand Turk is the only island here in the Turks and Caicos that have a cruise port terminal. We've now only been using the cruise port terminal here to the island since 2006. So we are fairly new to the Carnival's Corporation. That's the boat worlds when arriving here, because you can also arrive here by international aircraft. Now, just outside of the cruise port gates are a few excursions that you can do. If you are late bookers, or just like to plan your excursions when arriving to your destination. You can get ATVs, golf carts, rental cars, bicycles, mopeds. They're all just outside of the cruise port gates waiting for your arrival. If you go a little further down, and just like you enjoy the beach, you can come to the local village into my left-hand side. You get banana tubing, parasailing, clear kayaking photo shoots, deep sea, and also bottom sea fishing that are done by local captains right there along the shoreline of the beaches. You can even find food and beverages there. That is if you don't want to deal with all of the hustle and bustle that takes place around Margaritaville and the cruise port. You just step right up the cruise port grounds and come right here to the small little local village that is down there and enjoy your stay right here on the island. Now the grounds that we are here on, the units that are behind the black tarpaulin to our right and left, these units were operated and lived in by the Pan American Air Force Base. This is where the base was located. The base was Base 104. Pan American Base 104. The base opened up here on the island in 1952. It shut down and closed in 1981. So for approximately some 29 years, the base operated and ran here on the island. During that time, there was some of the old relics in the base time. To your right, look at the top of your old cannon from the base time right up there at the top of the building. Now during the time the base was open here on the island, more than 4,000 U.S. soldiers were deployed here. By the base being on the island, it created a lot of jobs with the locals as well. You had groundsmen, you had chefs, and those who are working in hospitality, like cleaning the laundries and so forth for the soldiers while they were here. So it actually brought a lot of employment here. The base was truly missed after shutting down and closing in 1981, because a lot of employment was lost and left most of us, the locals, to go ahead and start sailing. Most of our locals went off and start sailing after the base shut down and closed. Some local animals are coming up to your right. But it doesn't matter where you go in the world, you're going to find yourself an ass. We have a lot of them here. Don't let these two distract you. You're going to see them all day on the island. To our left-hand side is our port of entry. This is where everything comes into the island in either 20 or 40-foot containers. residential nothing at this time besides our own drinking water and also our own alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages that are brewed at our little brewery in Providence, CREs. To my left-hand side, this is the governor's residence, which is called Waterloo. They've been using the property now since 1815 to house the governor's inn. The governor's room is all the way to the back of the premises. The little unit to the left is the governor's office. The governor's room is a 10-bedroom mansion sitting back there, here on 10 acres of land. All of our governors, they are appointed to the Turks and Caicos Islands by His Majesty, the King of the United Kingdom. Just here to the left-hand side will be a photograph of the governor's residence. If you ever get back there to where the room is, it looks like that on the picture. The room is so far to the back you cannot see it, so they have a room or a photograph of it right there, off here, left-hand side in front of the governor's room. To the right-hand side will be our international airport, which is called the James McCarthy International. James was the first chief minister for the country. Sitting off in front of the airport will be a replica of the John Glenn space capsule, and we'll do a loop around that capsule on our way back, heading to the cruise center. To the right-hand side, at the top of the building, will be the Attorney General's office, the Deputy Attorney General's office, the Financial Service Commission's office, the Planning Department, and also our Deputy Governor's office. Those were the units there to our left. Now we broke history. Those were the units there to my right. Now we broke history. Here to the Turks and Caicos Islands. When we got our new governor sworn in to the country, about some 5 to 6 months ago. Finally, here to the Turks and Caicos Islands, we now have ourselves a female governor. Our deputy governor is female, our attorney general is female, our deputy attorney general is female as well. It is only our prime minister here to the country, who is Charles Washington Missing, is a male. To the right-hand side, behind the fencing that is there, is the landing strip for the airport. The landing strip was built here by the Holland America Line base, where they were stationed here. After the base shut down and closed, it was turned over to our Turks and Caicos government, and our government turned it into the very first international landing strip for the country. Anywhere from a 727 to a 737 aircraft can touch down at our airport's landing strip. Delta, American Airlines, JetBlue, WestJet, Air Canada, Air Jamaica, the Bahamas, British Airways. They are just a few of the international aircrafts that arrives here to the Turks and Caicos. The landing strip begins with those yellow poles out to my right, and it goes an additional 2.5 miles to the opposite side of the island, facing the east and west direction. Now we do not have any freshwater lakes or rivers that are here to the island. So the flat bodies of water you'll be noticing are salt salinity. Salt was the main source of income into the Turks and Caicos. The salt trade began in 1617. It came to an end in 1964. During the salt trade, anywhere from some 65,000 to 100,000 tons of salt was able to be shipped out of the Turks and Caicos Islands to various countries throughout the world. Only 3 islands in the Turks and Caicos produced the salt. Those islands were Grand Turk, Salt Key, and South Caicos. They were known to the Turks and Caicos Islands as the Salt Islands. This little neighborhood that we're in now, here is called Palm Grove. They haven't been building rooms in this neighborhood for that long. Only now for the past 35 to about 40 years. Our building code has changed over the years. At one point we were building tax money 7 or 5 wood-sheeted homes here. But we are now building concrete structurings with reinforced the platinum steel and cement in our homes. Due to the fact that we go through a hurricane season every year, our homes have to be constructed properly here on the islands to withstand hurricane force winds. Anyone can purchase property in the Turks and Caicos Islands. You do not have to be a native of our country to own property here. If you see something you like, you can think about it. Either from one of the real estate brokers that are here, if there's a real estate sign in front of it. If the home has a for sale sign on it and a phone number, you just contact the homeowner. We have all rights to sell our own property and land without having to go through our government or even our real estate companies here. You deal with real estate, they only want a percentage. You sell it yourself, you get all your money. Here in the Turks and Caicos, property starts around 75 to 80,000. We can estimate to anywhere from about 500,000 to $1 million if that is what you're looking for. We can accommodate that here in the country as well. What is a good thing about owning property here is that there is a one-time property tax deal. We are not taxed to that for our land or our property after we pay for it by our government. Once we purchase the property, we pay 10% tax to the government for that land, and we pay no more for the rest of our lives. So we only pay taxes on our land once when we purchase it. No matter the price of the property, you will pay the government 10% of the price of the property, and you pay no more. There is no Indian domain laws here. If the government sells you property and if they want it back, they will have to get it back at your pricing, whatever you decide to sell it to them for, or you do not have to sell it, because once they sell it, it's out of their hands. It belongs to you. Once you own property here, you have 100% ownership of your property. The government has no more to deal with it. Not even the UK has anything to deal with it. It is yours. If the Queen wants it, she sold it, she has to buy it back. That's how it is. Okay? We have a building supply here to the left, which is the Building Materials Steward Center. To the right will be KB's homes. If we can afford to, we will go outside of the country. And we will get our hardware supplies brought into the country by 20 or 40-foot containers. We will shop at a Lowe's or at a Home Depot support, and we will ship it here if we can afford to do so. If not, we will just get our supplies from the local hardware store. Only 2 telecommunication centers are here, Digicel and Flow, to provide us with our landline services, internet services for our food and so forth in the island. Now, of course, the living in the Turks and Caicos Islands can be a little expensive. Therefore, we are just a little 11 island around. It is very expensive to live here. A gallon of gasoline here on the island is $7. Excuse me, $7.45 to $7.75 a gallon. Just to our right-hand side is one of our little local service stations. We only have about 6, no more than 7 of them here. Right Turk Liquors to the right is one of our liquor stores. This is the courthouse, everyone. There's only one courthouse in the entire country. It doesn't matter if you go outside of it. It doesn't matter if you commit a crime on another island. You still have to come to Right Turk to see the judge. We have a magistrate and a supreme courtroom here, which is like misdemeanor and felony. To the left is where we pay our power bill, right there at Turks and Caicos Utilities Limited, River Street side. Then to the far right-hand side is one of our historical churches. That is the Methodist Church. The church was built here on the islands during the 1800s. The Turks and Caicos Islands are not limestone and coral islands. Sorry, the Turks and Caicos Islands are limestone and coral islands. We are not volcanic or tropical islands. It's quite difficult for fruit to be grown here on the island due to the fact that we have a lot of salt salinity here. To our left-hand side is one of our international banks that is here. The CIBC, the Nova Scotia, the Union Bank, the Royal Bank of Canada, and a few other offshore banks as well. Also to our left-hand side is our little education department, which is under the Ministry of Education. Sitting beside it is our Honorable N.J. Francis Building, the House of Assembly, and Prime Minister's office. We have the St. Thomas's Anglican Poker People Church to the left, which has celebrated a few weeks back here on the island 152 years of service. Also coming up to my left-hand side is the HLP, which is the Her Majesty's Prison. The prison was moved here from the location about 22 to maybe 24 years back and moved to a new location on the island. After the prison was moved, the facility was shut down and closed for a while. We're now trying to get it renovated to where they can use it for touring. When the facility was operating and running, only a total of 14 inmates was able to be housed inside of this facility. It had cells 10 for males and 4 for females. There's only one prison for the entire country. There's also only one court system for the entire country. Now, what attracts our guests into the Turks and Caicos Islands is our beautiful, lovely turquoise blue waters we have here. The water is finally starting to clear up now. A few days back, we had some rough seas here, where it's a lot turned up, and you were barely able to see any of the little coral reefs or anything that is sitting off out here. It was just turned up real bad. But now the coloration is coming back to the waters to where it will be just as clear as this drinking water in about another day or two. It will clear right up. It's looking a little creamish now. Actually, when our water is like that, we don't even go inside of it. Now, what separates the Turks from the Caicos Islands is the dark body of blue water that you see out there, which is called the ocean wall or the Columbus's Passage. It drops down to a point of 7,000 feet, right where the water turns dark blue. Right where the light turquoise blue water is meeting the dark blue water, it is only about 25 to 30 feet of water. Once you get over into the dark body of blue water, you're in the depths of 7,000 feet. We have a lot of old historical buildings along the street here. Turk is coming up to my right. This is the first convenience store, opened in 1880. It is so family ran and old. Coming up beside will be the Family Family's home. The home was built here on the island in the year 1870. It is still lived in by the Family Family's members. We also have the Seventh-day Adventist Church here to the right, along with the Freemasons Lodge. We also have the Odd Fellows Lodge here on the islands as well. We still use most of our lodges here to the islands as well. To the right-hand side here, will be the sunny side. That little home that you see there was once located in South Caicos. It was brought to Grand Turk board by board on a boat, and we built over. We also have our Turks and Caicos National Museum that you can visit while you're down here during your little 25-minute stop. We're going to have 25 minutes down here, ladies and gentlemen, till you can step off the ground. Thanks, Roy. Please watch your steps, please be careful as you step off the ground. You can find native and authentic food down here. If anyone is looking to get some food, just tell the lady across here at the vehicle. She has some soda pops